So the Home Office has announced that Shamima Begum is to have her citizenship revoked, which has effectively rendered her stateless.
So Universal Declaration of Human Rights says you have a right to a nationality. This cannot be arbitrarily removed.
She is a British citizen. She has no other citizenship or nationality.
Basically what that comes down to then is a super racialized thing. It's essentially like saying, oh, if you've got a little bit of brown in you, we feel validated to violate that human right, make you stateless and hope. And in this case, ironically, Bangladesh have said absolutely not. She's not a dual citizen. We're not going to give her citizenship. And really that then reminds us that this is, again, a performance. This is not about Shamima. This is about saying who belongs to the nation, who doesn't.
She has not been charged or found guilty of any crimes, although clearly her joining the Islamic State on false premises, having used someone else's passport and therefore left the country illegally and joined a terrorist organization, is a concern which she has to answer for. But the fact of the matter is that none of this has been processed through the courts.
For someone like me, an ordinary kind of citizen in Britain, the outcome is that I should be fearful, actually, of kind of political dissent, of expressing my grievances, because my citizenship can be weaponized against me, and therefore it's being used in a coercive way.
She started off as a victim and she remains a victim to this day. And Britain is taking a line that suggests that she's no longer a problem for the country of her birth, which is hugely problematic. It takes attention away from the failings of British society that ultimately led to her radicalization, and it puts all the onus on this young woman, estranged, abandoned, alone, to work out her own solutions as she thinks about her future.
This isn't about kind of deciding whether her leaving was wrong or right. That people want to just look at this individual, say that she is innately bad and therefore we do away with this. And when we do that, you don't have to look at the context, because if you look to the context, you might have to hold Britain accountable, society accountable, and kind of realize the irony that it was Britain that the context of growing up in Britain that made her leave and made her go there. And if we want to avoid that, then really we're avoiding a really big political question about violence and how people get involved in violence in the first place.
She was groomed by men who led her to a path that ultimately took her to Iraq, Syria and the Islamic State. Having given birth to 3 children in 4 years, 2 of whom have passed already. She has clearly been through a great deal of trauma, stress, and all sorts of difficult experiences that we have yet to uncover.
And it's kind of like, actually, there's nothing to stop this government stripping all of us of our citizenship now and then doing what they want with us. And being stateless, what can you do? You can't do anything when you're stateless.
This is unprecedented and therefore potentially dangerous, because it motivates others who would radicalize young people on the basis of the notion that Britain does not welcome you, it does not accept you, it does not accept your identity as a Muslim.